Okay. Hey, everybody. Don't have a whole lot of new information. Well, I don't have really much new information at all. But we just, again, just some reminders of things that have come up and a few things that will be upcoming down in the next few weeks. That just as a reminder. So we'll go ahead and get started. We've got a good number on the call today, so it's good. Last time we didn't have very many, but that's okay. It was a short call last time. So just as a reminder, the low income report, if you haven't gotten that in, those are due. We need those in. And as a reminder, please complete the low income report from CARS and have your superintendent sign that one. Do not submit the one from your lunch system. Submit the one from CARS. And we just need to get those in ASAP. That information does get sent to our title programs across the hall. So we want to make sure we're timely for them as well. Yes, CEP is still locked. And that more to come on that. And as a reminder, this is a very report heavy time of the year, as many of us that have been in child nutrition a while know. So just keep in mind that once you submit your October claim, your low income report will unlock. Once your low income report is approved by our office, your November claim will unlock. After the November claim is submitted, your verification report will unlock. And once your verification report is approved by our office, your December claim will unlock. So everything is tied to something, these next few reports to claims, because the reporting time frame is so important. Okay, claims submission. As a reminder, remember to fully submit your monthly claims by going into the view claims summary once all your site claims are certified. We're still having schools that aren't doing that extra step. So you put in your site claims, all those are in there, then you go to the view claims summary button and click that to be able to certify your claim. That final, in view claims summary, that final submit and certify is what gets it sent to us for payment. Many have neglected that step. We've sent out reminders. They've been on this call. We've sent out a video showing how to do that. That is the process for submitting NSLP claims. It was the process before COVID, and it's still the process after COVID. And as a reminder, the view claim summary is where you actually submit all the site claims once all site claims are certified. If you don't go to the view claim summary and submit your certified site claims, they are not submitted for payment to us, which could result in a late claim, and it has for several of you. Okay. Provision 2, 3, and CEP. We have been told the October 1 number, sorry about that, will be ready very, very soon. I'm hearing potentially this week is what I'm hearing. So I'm not telling you for sure, but that's what I'm hearing. So, and then yes, for those of you that are asking in the chat, until we get the October 1 numbers, you're not able to complete a claim, unfortunately. And this is an issue every year, just that for the last couple of years, it hasn't been an issue because of the way we were claiming due to COVID. But this has always been an issue prior to that. So while we remember that, and it's frustrating for us sometimes, and I know it's frustrating for you all, but I've been emailing on a regular basis trying to let them know how important this is that we get those numbers. So they're tired of hearing from me. Equipment grant has been awarded. Letters and emails for those that were awarded the equipment grant have all been sent out. Congratulations to those of you who received a grant. And as a reminder, you may now move forward, since you've been awarded that grant. You may move forward with the process of getting it ordered and going through the next steps of that. So that's a go. If you received a letter that you did get that, they went to the superintendent. The actual formal letter went to the superintendent. The email went to the superintendent and the authorized representative, which is typically the child nutrition contact. So those went out. They were all out by the middle of last week. They started the Friday before and they finished up that following Monday of last week. So you should have received that information. Okay. It's one more thing before I go on to this slide. Keep in mind, I forgot to look down here at my note. Once the October 1 numbers are available for us to go into the system and do what we need to do, an email will go out to you all letting you know that you can go in and submit a claim. So be on the lookout for an email, just as an FYI. Okay, supply chain assistance funds, round 3. Oklahoma was issued 7.7, little over $7.7 million. These funds will go out either this week or next. Keep in mind, they will go into your state aid account because that's the only way we have to pay them. They are child nutrition funds and must be coded as such. The OCAS project code is 759. And as a reminder, they can only be used for non-processed or minimally processed foods. Keep in mind, milk, fruits, and vegetables. That's a perfect way to spend those funds. And again, an email will go out when we do issue those funds, letting you know that. Okay, that one. Procurement reviews, just as a reminder, I think we're well on our way with those, but want to make sure that you know those are contracted out. I've said that the last few months on these calls. We contract out with a local CPA firm, DWG Incorporated CPA. That is an email from DWGCPA at dwgcpa.com, and that typically goes to your spam or your junk. So keep an eye on that. If you're up for a review this year, you'll definitely get one. And then we have to review management companies more often with procurement reviews. That's regulatory. And so that's on a 3-year cycle. So some of you, there's a chance that you'll get a procurement review, but you're not having a child nutrition review. So again, the DWG CPA at dwgcpa.com, which what we have found goes to the junk or spam, be sure and check that. If you get it and it's like she sent it 2 weeks and you're just hearing about this on this call and you go and look and it's there and it's due in a week or two, just reach out to her and ask her for a little bit of an extension on that. It happens. We know it's happened. We help with that process. So there's also information dealing with the procurement tool located in CARS under other documents and under school calls. Is that right, Kendra?
Yep, you're correct.
Is that the right place? Okay,
yep,
it just
that's
kind of struck me funny when I said it.
Yeah.
Okay, PEBT corrections is still ongoing for school year 2021. And that window, that correction window will be open until January 31st. So you can continue to make those corrections with virtual days and or free and reduced status if you it was determined that that child should have been free or reduced and had virtual days, but they were entered as paid. They may not have gotten them, so that can still be done. An Excel spreadsheet had gone out to the superintendent and the CN contact probably right about a month ago. And then the person in your district that handles the accountability report will ultimately end up making those corrections, and that the CN staff may need to verify free and reduced status for the corrections in order to make sure the free and reduced lunch status is correct. They did have to complete a lunch application in school year 2021, and it must be on file and approved as free or reduced. So I know a lot of those have been done, but it's just a reminder that that will be open for corrections for school year 2021 until January 31st. Okay. Again, we continue to transition back to normal. There's not going to be really any changes with that through this school year. You still have to maintain records. Production records are required to be maintained. Unfortunately, we are seeing in reviews where those are not being done. Be sure you're checking that if you're the director or if you're a school district that contracts with a management company. You need to make sure your management company is doing the production records. Ask to see them. You all have to manage that contract. You're in control of that contract. Please keep that in mind. There's not a meal pattern waiver for this school year. Temperatures on the line must be taken and recorded on production records. And keep in mind, refrigerator and freezer temperatures must be taken daily and recorded. It's a requirement for commodities, and it's certainly important for purchased food as well, so that you know you're serving safe food. And the last slide is upcoming trainings. We get this updated. So we've got a CACFP meal pattern one coming in after the new year on January 10th. And then we've got our food service management company on January 24th. We have offer versus serve on January 12th, production records on January 18th. And at this point, we have our next school call on January 9th. I believe most everyone will be back in school at that time. If we were to receive anything new over the break, we do our best to get it out to you. I don't know that we would necessarily have a meeting. I'm not expecting anything. I did come back. Becky and Laura and I were in Washington, D.C. last week at a USDA state agency meeting that was school focused. It was nice to be back in person and have that networking ability in person. I don't see anything major on the horizon. There is one thing that sparked my curiosity in one of the sessions when USDA was talking. There are apparently going to be some meal pattern changes that are supposed to come out in early 23 as far as information for us to work towards getting that the changes made, but they do not, my understanding is they're telling me they do not go into effect until school year 24-25, but they did not release anything on what some of those changes might be. I think one of the things they're going to implement is sugar limits at breakfast. I sure see a lot of things in writing from different dietetic associations, advocacy groups, nutrition associations, all kinds of things about how much sugar's in school breakfast meals. And so I'm really, I don't know this. I have nothing to base this on except my opinion, my take on it, that I think something will come of sugar at breakfast. And part of my reasoning behind that is those of you that do the CACFP at-risk supper meal or snack meal, you'll be familiar with the fact that that program has already done some limits on sugar as far as yogurt and cereal. And so I think that we might see that change. But other than that, they were very tight-lipped about it, just to let us know that we would hear more on it early in the new calendar year, and that they were going to give ample time to implement, and that wouldn't take place till school year 24-25. So I wish I knew more. I was very interested. I tried to get some information, but nobody was talking. So, but that's, I guess, something to look forward to, depending on how you look at it. Okay, I'll go to the chat for questions. I know there's been some put in there, and I know a couple of them have been answered as well. So I'm going to scroll through here till I find that I answered that one. Yes, Becky answered, do we need to send a hard copy of the low income report? And she said, yes, please send a copy signed by your superintendent. This must be the low income report from CARS, not your lunch program, as a reminder. Is the Department of Accountability? Is this the Department of Accountability? Meaning checking, I'm assuming that's maybe something regarding October 1 numbers. That's one of the offices involved in it, yes. Does the correction letter go? The corrective action, Lisa, the corrective action, you'll want to send that to DWG. They follow that process through, if that's what you're asking. It must be, because Kendra did chime in there. I need to look down. Yeah, Becky. Yes, we all think Becky's pretty awesome. We agree with you there. The Zoom links are posted in other documents. It will be emailed out this week. On food safety for managers, is there a link that does not cost? ICN, Institute of Child Nutrition, does have a food safety course, and I don't believe it costs anything. What is the due date for the October claim? December, let's see, November had 30 days, December 30th is the 60th day. That would be the October claim. I hope they give these manufacturers enough time. Oh, I agree, Shauna. That was the first thing that went through my mind, was making sure the manufacturers can keep up. I agree. I did notice, though, Shauna, at the last SNA commodity meeting, General Mills, he handed out, I think it was General Mills, a container of like Fruit Loops and another one, and it was already reduced sugar. So makes me kind of wonder if somehow they've caught wind of something. But it was, I think the label said like 25% less sugar. So there's just been so much about sugar in school meals lately that it certainly makes me wonder if that's one of the things that's coming. Yeah, the PowerPoints are posted in other documents in CARS from the calls. Can we access the low income without October child count complete? No, because it's tied. We can't just unlock one. It's system locked. We can't just go in and unlock, unfortunately. Tricks, okay, Tricks, Fruit Loops, those, I think they've kind of gone down that road, and so does Cocoa Puffs. Good to know. It'll be interesting to see how they handle chocolate milk, because chocolate milk has a lot of sugar in it too. So interesting. Okay, so they're all kind of moving towards that then. Well, that's good to know. Maybe they're one step ahead there. Okay, does anybody have any other questions? Who does the PEBT accountability report? In most districts, the person who does the accountability report in the district is the one who would be making those corrections in the system. It's different in every district, Carrie. I can't say, but there are certain people in every district that deal with that accountability report. Typically, it is not child nutrition staff, is what we have heard during this whole process. So, PEBT just report if free or reduced in SSO. They had to have completed, again, PEBT is tied to virtual learning and free and reduced lunch. So if they completed, obviously direct cert kids are free. The other way they're free, but if they're not directly certified, they would have had to have completed a free and reduced lunch application to the district that was approved as free or reduced. And as we all know, during the time of COVID and you all serving all meals for free, those were not easy to get. They knew their children were going to eat free regardless. The PEBT guidance always came out late, so but it is solely tied to free and reduced lunches and virtual learning days. It has been this entire time. The only one that's not tied to virtual learning days is summer PEBT, but summer PEBT is tied to free and reduced lunch status. We just need we know that some of you with the CEP issues, provision issues, the low income report, we know that's holding you up, getting that in. As soon as you get access, we just need you to get all caught up, basically. So as soon as you can get that into us, that's the ideal. And yes, we do realize that. Correct. Certain school districts that are provision and CEP aren't able to access their low income report yet because they can't do their October claim. We're waiting on October numbers. Hearing that it should be this week. And trust me, up here, we're crossing our fingers. We are getting lots of calls and we're as frustrated as you guys are with it. And I've made sure that others know how much these are needed. We need them. There are other departments in the building that use those numbers as well. But ours, are tying up claims, unfortunately. New guy. Well, welcome, new guy. We're glad you're here. We'll help you as much as we can. Anybody else have anything? I don't want to keep you for no reason. I knew it wouldn't be a long call, but there were just certain things we just want to go ahead and meet with you and chat and get everybody on the same page as much as we can. And I do realize that everyone doesn't get on the calls based on the numbers. If we did, we'd have 500 plus people on this call. So, but we certainly are happy for those of you that chime in or tune in and happy to answer any questions you have. Anybody else? Because that's all I've got. Last call. Questions? You guys are getting ready to have a break for close to 2 weeks. So enjoy your break. If you need anything, we're here. Keep an eye out for emails because we are anticipating October numbers. And then once we get those, we can get them in quickly. And then we will get an email out to you all letting you know that you can get in and do claim, and then your low income and all the other reports that come after that based on a claim. So if you need anything, we are open during, sorry, that was my cell phone. We are open during the break. We don't get a 2-week break unless we take vacation. And we will have people in the office during that time frame. So we are here for you all if you have questions. I hope you all have a wonderful break. It's truly deserving that you all get your time. Enjoy your family time and have a great holiday season. And most of us will probably talk to a lot of you next year. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that great stuff. And if you need anything, call us and we just continue to thank you for all you do. And let us know if you need some help. We're here for you. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.